going on, everyone? This is the second session for Manchester by Night. I am with Kyle Pepin on his first adventure of World of Darkness. And it's going to be pretty fun. This can be my second time running World of Darkness as well. So, like, we're both, big noobs here, but we're just, playing to have fun. And, yeah, so we are starting off with I was going to say young Kaneki, but that's Woody's character.
Junior Harambe.
Yeah, Junior Harambe. We're bringing Harambe back. So what we're gonna do today is just start you off. So I figure there's got to be some reason for you to be joining up with, like Woody and Natasha are vampires, and Longcat is a werewolf. So there's got to be some reason for you guys all joining together, because typically this wouldn't be happening at all. You guys would be at each other's throats. You know what I mean? So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna find out some backstory as to why your character is in town, and because like a lot of the other characters, we're doing like they're coming up from out of town into Manchester, unless you want to be like originally from Manchester or something like that, or from the state at least. I don't know, like if you want to just create your character's background.
Yeah, he comes from a small town, an unnamed town, and he developed his skills as a martial artist, but he's also a monk deep down.
Yeah.
And I travel the land in search of new adventure and willingness to help others.
Yeah, and you have global influence. Alright, so what we're going to do is start you off. Okay, so you're just heading into Manchester because, so like you're saying, you've been traveling around a lot, but so you're coming back to the state now, and you've decided to check up on the local chantry in town because, I mean, it's one in Manchester. It's going to be one of the biggest ones in New England, and New England has a lot of magic power. So, like overall, because there's like the Salem witches and stuff like that. There's actually a lot of big backstory of that in World of Darkness, and I'm thinking what they got.
All my skills are very down the line.
Yes, so
very dispersed skill set.
What you've decided to do is just go to some of the like I was saying, you're going to the local chantry, and the chantry in Manchester is located in there are several old brick factory buildings across the river.
Okay.
And that's where the chantry is set up. There's like on the second floor there's a very powerful node, and a node is a place where quintessence just comes from, and that's where you get your energy to be to use your magical power, and that's where
so a main channeling base.
Yeah, essentially, that's where you go to like charge up, and that's why mages group around those places to protect them and to use them.
Would I be like which attribute would I be utilizing for defensive and offensive measures if I were to get into a confrontation? I don't know how.
Oh, you mean like how does combat work?
Yes.
Okay. Close combat rules. Let's see, basic stuff. You would want to be striking would be like unarmed, like just unarmed, would be dexterity plus brawl. Armed would be dexterity plus melee. Ranged weapons is dexterity plus firearms or dexterity plus athletics. Blocking, dodging, and parrying is spending a willpower or rolling your willpower. We're probably just gonna do it like that, rolling willpower.
Okay.
And just other stuff like that. Like if there's anything else you want to do, I'll just we can just look it up immediately,
Mm.
and then we just know what the roll is.
Okay. That sounds good.
So
Everything back in order.
yeah, we had some recording issues there as we were just getting the ball rolling, really. But Junior Harambe has just arrived outside an old brick factory where he's right across from the river, and it's roaring right now. It's really heavy rain season, and there's a lot of clouds in the sky, and even if there weren't clouds, it would be pretty much pitch black because there'd be no moon out tonight. And Kyle, Junior Harambe, can he can sense the energy coming in from the node, like all the quintessence coming in from inside. But there's also something strange about the feeling. So he's just been starting to get into the building now. He had several options. He was thinking maybe he could break in through the glass or try there's a front door. There's the back loading bay with where the trucks are. He'd go up through the chimney.
Yeah.
There's a lot of options, and
we're
gonna take it away.
I'm gonna go just going right through the front door, making a statement.
All right, but as you get to the front door, you find that it's locked.
Okay. So
you can attempt to lockpick it.
What would that be?
Yeah, we're just gonna call it wits plus crafts.
That would make sense. That only leaves 3. I have nothing. I have nothing for crafts. So.
I don't know if that's it.
Alright, so what do I have?
So it's gonna be difficulty 7, 1 success. Those are actually hundreds. Like that's tens. I mean,
okay.
like right there. That's out of 100. Right there. That's like 10. So you got 2 successes.
Okay.
So you break through the lock in the front door. Yeah. And you go in. So
what happens if I didn't make it past that?
I mean, you would have had to try another option. The chimney, the window.
Okay.
You would have had to go somewhere else, but you made it through. Yeah, you locked it. Picked the lock.
I did it.
Yeah.
Straight to the front.
So you get through the pick, like you pick right through the lock and go inside, and it's pitch black inside. There's no lights. The electricity's not working at all. It's like you flick on the switch, but you don't hear much at all as you start walking down the hallway. But it's starting to freak you out because you would think that there would be life there, you know, because there's quintessence there. But so you are just walking around in the dark right now, pretty much, and also we should get. I want you to have a sense of your abilities, so you know what you can do. You know what I mean?
All right.
So right now you have the first sphere part of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different spheres: correspondence, mind, prime, spirit, and time. So correspondence, you can sense the connections of things. You can feel around the area and figure out where you are. With mind, you can sense other people's thoughts and emotions.
Yeah.
And just be aware that there are people nearby.
Okay.
With prime, you can that's how you sense quintessence and stuff.
Isn't that what I'm trying to do though? Is that one of the things I'm trying to do, or is
kind of, yeah, essentially.
Okay.
That's something you do, and you have one in spirit where you can sense spirits essentially, and you can tell if people have been possessed.
Yeah.
With that. And the last one you have is time sense. You can sense if time has been warped or affected or at all, and what sense of time really.
Okay.
So those are your abilities. Right now, so you know what you can do.
So I'm gonna go with correspondence.
All right.
This time around.
What you're gonna do is roll your Arate to see if you succeed, which is 1. It's going to be difficulty 6. It's a 5. So, did not succeed. So, you were trying to, what did you use? You used correspondence?
Yes.
Yeah, so you're just trying to, like, sense the area.
Yes.
So what you do is you get a false sense of the area. You feel around and like you think you're walking forward into like,
and it's still
like go
black.
through a door, but you actually like
it's still okay.
Yeah, but like you actually hit your face on a wall because you thought you were going somewhere and you failed. So, but that happens. Like you fall back a little bit, and then you hear something like scurrying off in the distance, but you don't know where it is at all. And do you want to try doing something else?
I would like to illuminate my surroundings with my wand. If I'm able to do that in some way.
Can you do that? Right now, you don't really have the ability to do that.
Okay, so I'm still trying to go through this building, looking for quintessence.
Yeah, looking
so
for like essentially for anyone. So
okay.
So like you're just like going forward in the dark right now. Like you manage to find a flight of stairs, and you start just inching your way up with your hands because you can't really see because it's so dark. But as you get to the second floor, you can see out the windows, and
I'm able to get to a window.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like basically on the second floor, there was this like giant kind of like a well in the middle of this like giant just open area really, and a lot of like the top bricks have been torn apart, and this is where you can like feel the pulsing of quintessence really coming from. This is the node. You start to realize, but as you're getting closer to the node, you're starting to feel that the energy that it's giving off is really weird, and you kind of like don't want the energy to be
contaminated.
Yeah, you don't want. It's like almost like yeah, exactly. It's like contaminated quintessence.
So wouldn't my prime spear be able to pick up on the kind of quintessential energy that's?
Yes, if you want to read it or something. Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
All right. So just gonna roll 1 again. And also. All right. So you're just unable to recognize what kind of quintessence it is, but it's also going to. It's like you can feel it like coming towards you and like trying to get in and like affect your quintessence right now. So what I'm gonna make you do is actually you're gonna try to resist.
Okay.
And
so I'm in the process of stopping a possession.
Essentially.
Okay.
And that is going to be. It's going to be willpower. What's your willpower?
Willpower.
4, 5. 5. Okay.
That's essentially my life force.
Well, it's your willpower.
Okay.
That's what you're going to be using to resist. So what you need to do is make it 2 6s or more. Like difficulty 6, 2 successes. You succeed in resisting.
Yeah.
So as the quintessence is trying to get into you, it just it kind of like pushes off of you. Like your abilities of being able to read or not are helping you resist the quintessence, and it's just like flowing off to you on the sides, and then you start to hear something scuttling towards you from behind. And it's coming closer and closer, and it sounds like it's getting like larger as it's coming towards you and stuff. And it's just like, making like when it's like stomping, it's like it sounds like it's destroying the ground almost, and it's like getting closer and closer to you. So I don't know if, like, are you gonna react to that instantly?
I want
This is
to.
coming up towards you. Actually, you're gonna have to roll for initiative. What you do is you roll 1 dice, and you add dexterity. Like, what's your dexterity and your wits?
3 and 3.
So okay, so you're gonna roll 1 dice, and then you're gonna add 6 to that number,
Okay.
and that's your initiative.
Alright.
And if the monster rolls better, it goes first.
Okay. 2 zeros.
That's 10. So you got 16.
Huh.
Yeah, you go first.
Alright.
Alright, so it's still pretty dark, so you can't see. Well, I mean, what would you roll for?
20.
What would you roll for, though?
I have to pick between the two.
What? No, I mean, that was just initiative. We're just rolling for initiative.
Oh, okay.
Who goes first?
Gotcha. Okay.
And you're not able to identify what it is, but like you turn around just in time to like do an action essentially. So I don't know what you want to do, though. Like what your action is going to be. Like how are you going to combat the dark? Something in the dark.
So I don't know what this thing is.
You don't know what it is, but you're just reacting now. Like.
But it's coming at me in full force.
Oh yeah, it's coming right at you.
So then I want to take a defensive measure and.
All right, so are you gonna block, dodge, or parry?
Parry would be a counterattack, right? Or
yeah.
Just,
So I can't really do that.
I would like to parry it.
Okay, you're gonna parry it.
Why would I not be able to? Or.
Well, I mean, I figured just because you have the first move. But I mean, if you want to like get ready to block or dodge, I mean, you can get ready to parry if you want to do that. If you want to do that. Okay.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah. All right. So it's gonna be dexterity plus melee. We have
dexterity is 3, melee is 1.
Okay, and that is going to be against. That's just going to be.
I got 60, 10, 2, and 6. So 78.
Okay, so as you're getting ready to parry for this creature, you don't expect it to be doing what it does, and you feel like this really quick sudden jab to your abdomen, and like you get stabbed right in the abdomen, and you get pushed back, and you get like flung to the other side of the room essentially, and you slam against the brick wall. Yeah.
Okay.
And you do have a chance to soak this damage if you want to, which is when you take damage, you can what's your stamina?
My stamina is 3.
Alright, so you can soak 3 points of damage. So right now you've just lost 1 health point.
Okay.
So you shouldn't have any. Yeah, okay, so nothing really bad's happening yet.
Alright.
So you don't lose any on your dice roll.
Okay.
Is what that means.
Awesome.
Alright, but yeah, so like I was saying, you get flung across the room and just like slam there, and you're getting ready for your next attack, and as the thing is coming forward, you can just barely make out what it is now because your eyes are adjusting to how dark the room is and it's really far away.
Yeah.
What you see is like it's this strange beetle-like creature with 2 really long like forearms, just
like a praying mantis.
Praying mantis, kind of like just going into the ground, using it to walk. But its head is a skeleton, but coming out from the eyes of the skeleton are fingers, and on top of the fingers are eyeballs, and that's what it's using to look at you. And out from like the body of the skeleton, there's 2 really like big brutish human hands as well on top, and it's just coming towards you right now. And it's gonna. Well, since you parried, you can attack first this time. It's your attack.
So what would I be attacking with now?
Well, so all you have is that wand, right? And
yes.
So otherwise, you can. I mean, you can.
And you
use
only
that.
choose one.
Well, what's better? Your melee or your brawl?
A brawl.
So then you'd be
What
better.
those two?
Then you'd be better at doing unarmed. So you're gonna fight it. You're gonna fight this like nightmarish creature with your fists. Let's just go beat it up.
It's going to show a test of strength and will. This is at my lowest point.
Yeah. Alright, so he's gonna try to weapon is coming in. So you still had 4 though, right? 4 dice.
Yes.
Yeah. Alright, so you start you want to describe how you start punching him?
I just start swinging.
So you just start swinging,
and
as you're punching, like you're punching him in his arms, you're like bruising his arms or whatever. Just like he's swinging back at you, and just like takes a step back, and now he's going to try to uppercut you real hard.
oh,
Yeah. So if you want to block, dodge, or parry, what do you want to do? So I take you on.
I like to dodge.
What's your dodge?
My dodge is 2. What's my parry though?
Well, okay, so block is dexterity plus brawl, dodge is dexterity plus dodge, and then parry is dexterity plus melee, if you have a weapon. But, like, if you're using a weapon.
Yeah, I'm going to use dodge. So that'd be dexterity and brawl. Or no, dodge.
Dodge.
Okay, yeah.
So how
So
many
that'd be 5.
So you need extra dice.
I got 70, 50, 2, 3, and 6. It's 130.
Alright, so you just barely dodge his attacks, and like as he's punching, like you move out of the way, and like he punches into the wall, and he's like cracking and like breaking the wall and stuff like that. And there's like cracks going up the wall and starting to break the ceiling, and the ceiling is just starting to crumble down around you. Like the whole place is starting to break apart, just because that's how massive this creature is. It's just like this weird nightmarish horror. Like
what
the more
the
you
fuck
look
am
at
I
it,
gonna
like,
do?
the more nightmarish it gets. Like
I don't have everything I need, and this thing is just trying to get me.
like you're starting to realize that on the creature's back are these like really weird maggoty things, just all like squirming around on its back, and like they're starting to like fall off on the sides and just ooze out everywhere. And it's just like some of them are like getting bigger as they get to you. Like one of them starts biting at you, and it's gonna like take a quick bite at you, Pepin. Like just roll.
Am I able to put mind control on it to make him go after the main person?
You're not that powerful. But
So
you can do something else. I mean,
I can dodge. Can I intimidate it?
It's mindless.
Oh. True. Then what's survival? Is it just basic survival?
Yeah, like
stuff?
survival skills.
No, okay, but so I mean, I guess I'm at brawl and dodge still for
Okay, so
trying
you're
to
gonna dodge it.
I'm gonna.
And dodge is your best, right? So you have 5 dice.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna try to dodge the maggot.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't blame you. He's like biting at you.
90.
Yeah, you do it.
Okay.
Yeah, you succeed. So yeah, like the maggot just like he jumps behind you essentially, and like he grabs onto the wall and just starts eating a piece of the concrete. Just starts filling himself. He swallows it, and like you just see it like.
Wait, the concrete or my wand?
In the concrete.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You said wand. I thought you said wand at first.
Oh no, but yeah, he just starts eating. You like you see it in his body. He's just like, grossly like out and
Yeah.
like squeezing out. And like it gets to the point where it's just like too big for his body and just explodes.
Okay.
And, like,
Well, that
but I mean,
works.
there's just a ton of like the other maggots, but they're all just like most of them are just like mindlessly writhing around all around. You know, they're not like going after you or anything.
They're just minding their own business.
Yeah, there's bee maggots.
True. Yeah.
Doing their own thing. You don't know what those some of those maggots. They got important things to do, Pepin.
They do. I mean, shit. Because there's the big guy still.
Yeah.
There's the big giant.
Yeah, so what do you want to do now? It's gonna be your move.
I'm gonna brawl it.
Gonna brawl it?
I gotta do something.
Yeah, that's true.
It's 80, 50, 4, 9, or no, 6, 0.
Okay, you got 2 successes, and it manages to, it takes its fist and, like, clenches it real hard as you're punching at it, and it just, you hit it, and it doesn't do any damage to it.
So it's a stand.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what he's going to do is, one of his, like, pincers is going to come at you now and swoop in at you.
Dodge that shit.
Did you get any successes? You got at least 2. So you dodged it.
Okay.
Alright, so you managed to, like, just barely duck under one of its pincers that's going by. It skirts into the wall, and that's the final push for that wall, really, and, like, the entire wall just falls down. And you can see behind is, like, the next room and everything. It's just, like, the whole place is really just coming apart. And some of the maggots now have gotten to, like, the edges of the building, and they're just, like, breaking through the glass on each side, and you can just, like, hear it. Like, just the sound.
So they're making...
Yeah.
Oh.
It's just, like, freaking you out, really. It's like, you just hear all the maggots just, like, breaking all the glass. And just, like,
I wish I would have taken care of them, then.
Yeah, it's really
God,
annoying.
yeah.
And it's starting to, wake up everybody, and, like, get more people.
Okay, so help would be coming my way.
I don't know if it would necessarily be help. But,
true.
Yeah, exactly. It's just waking people up.
I don't even know if they're even on my side.
Exactly, and there's a lot of enemies for mages out there. I mean, you're fighting one right now.
True. Wait, so the big... Okay,
so the wall just fell. Like, it's your turn now. If you want to...
So am I still in battle with...
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna have to brawl.
Okay.
30, 50...
Okay, you managed to, just, like, punch it once nice in the face. You hear, like, a nice crack in its neck as it does that. But then, it does some damage, but then it just, like, breaks its neck back in place and stuff for you. And then its neck bends forward. Like, you can see, like, where the skeleton's head and, like, the spinal cord part of it just, like, extends out from the body itself and, like, goes towards you in your face and, like, and screams in your face. And it's, like, just horrifying for you. And it's just, like, really terrifying. And, like, you're pushed back into, like, the next room that
Alright, so
came in there.
So I got thrown, basically, into the next room.
Yeah.
By that...
Yeah, by it scaring you.
Okay.
That was its move, though, and we're just going to consider that, like, an automatic move, so it's back to you.
So... What can strength do?
Strength is used for things like lifting, opening, strong things, breaking things. You want to throw something at it?
It's a very...
You could throw a brick at it or something.
Well, what can I use for an ability, though, to go with it?
Well, throwing a brick, well, I guess that would be range, maybe. But I guess we could call that strength. What else can you do here? What's your strength? What is your strength? Your highest one.
Yeah.
So you're looking for things to do for that? You could clench it. You could hold it if you wanted to. You want to hold it? You want to get into a nice hold?
That's it? Damn.
No, I mean, there are other things.
Can I throw it off the building? Would it die if it
I-
landed on that kind of impact?
You could definitely try. Maybe what if you pushed it out and then something else happened to it? You
That's
know?
what I mean. Would it
But like, maybe you want to make something fall on it afterwards.
make something collapse on it?
Yeah,
Can I do
something
that?
like that. I mean, you can definitely try. I mean, the building is coming apart.
I would kind of just want to try it.
So, how do you want to do that, though? Remember, you're still in the building and it's coming apart now. It's very apparent because of the wall is just broken down, too.
Is there any way of stopping it, or is it too much for my power
To take it down?
Can I just leave the building?
I mean, you could. It is crumbling down, but it would follow you out, and it would be a chase.
Alright, well then I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get out of the building first. And then...
Okay, so you're gonna start a chase.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Get out of the environment that is inevitably falling apart. Save myself. I don't have my powers of full capacity. So when do my advantages come into play?
I'm gonna call that strength plus athletics. Oh, wait, what?
When do advantages come into play throughout the quest?
I mean, things like global influence.
Well, I mean, the other ones, allies and contact as well.
Well, I mean, if you ever wanted to use a contact, like you have one kind of a contact, and then your allies, that means you have an ally.
Okay.
So if you wanted to, call someone for information or get an ally, you could do that. But right now, I mean, you're running away from a monster.
Okay.
So we're gonna call that strength plus athletics.
All right.
Ooh. And you're very lucky. That's a good dice roll because it had 3 successes and you had 4 then. So yeah, you do manage to start running out as a. We're gonna make this a multi-part chase actually, because like you're running away, like it's not gonna be just one thing. So like you started running now, and you're going down the stairs as the building's coming, and it's falling behind you, and it's gonna take one swipe at you. So you're gonna have to dodge this because you're running away. So dexterity plus dodge.
94 to.
All right, so you just barely duck the pincer as it goes down, and as you're running down the stairs, and you just see the door going there. You're just gonna have to roll again for running out the building.
40, 20, 4, 2, and 2.
What happens is like you trip and you step and you trip and you fall, and
No.
and it takes another swipe at you. You're gonna have to dodge this one again. It has 2 successes. Okay, so this time it stabs right next to your head, but like it misses, and you're just like, holy shit, I gotta get out of here. So like you have to get up and get out. So you have one final roll here. If it's successful.
No.
No.
Damn.
You start fumbling again, and it takes another swipe at you. So you have to. Okay, got 3 successes, Pepin. Oh man, it stabs right into your back, and you take more damage.
No.
Yeah, so now you have -1 on all dice rolls.
So am I hurt, injured?
Yeah, you're the first. You're hurt.
Okay. Fuck.
Yeah, man. So you're gonna try to get out again. Remember, you have -1 dice roll.
So I get rid of it.
Yeah. Alright, and like you barely just make it out right before the building collapses. And like you slam down right in the dirt, and like a little puff of dirt just goes up in the air, and you turn around and you see the creature just coming forward at you, and the building just falls right there. And like as the creature is coming out, like the neck, like the spinal cord just coming out at you as you,
Yeah.
and then the building collapses and just bam, right as he was about to like bite at your face, it just slams down to the ground. And it's
Still would have got him.
Yeah.
All right.
You got out
So I had a
successfully
great
right
idea.
as the building was destroyed.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's how we survived. So my mission for the quintessential energy was a failure.
Essentially. But now you have the mystery of like what happened, where was everyone?
Mm.
Why was the energy like that? Why
Yeah.
was there the creature there,
Sure.
There's so you're like really shaken up right now. And,
Is this enemy an enemy I'd come across in other spectrums of my adventure, or is this just a common enemy that you don't see often? Like
what do you mean?
the rarity of the thing that I just beat.
Oh, like an Umbrood?
Yes.
The thing that you just saw? And what an Umbrood is it's like a creature from outside of the normal realm of reality. So, I mean, you've definitely seen them before, but them being around is never a good thing. Like, they're creatures from somewhere out in the Umbra,
Yeah.
in the spirit worlds, essentially, or the other worlds of reality.
So these things are little shits.
Essentially.
Huh.
I mean, there was something wrong with that quintessence, that's for sure.
Apparently.
Yeah.
It made a whole building collapse and
Had monsters in it with
Right.
maggots. Oh yeah, and those maggots are still just writhing around on the...
they're just there.
Yeah, they're just writhing around.
Waiting for me to do something to...
Waiting for you to stomp on them.
Are they harmless if not provoked? Or will they end up destroying things? Like, what's their...
That's actually a good point, because they're Umbrood, essentially, so they do have... So that's questionable, you don't know.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to take proactive measures and get rid of them.
Try to take care of them, that's a good idea, but there's a lot of them. Remember, like, they were coming out through the glass on both sides of the building. Remember? So you want to just, like...
Are they quick or slow?
I mean, they're just, like, rolling around the dirt, just, like, dumbly.
Oh, yeah, they're maggots.
Yeah, but, like, you don't know. Because remember, you saw that one eat a rock before. And it just blew up.
So I'm going to take care of them.
So you're just going to... So what do you want to do? You want to, like, stomp on them all? Or, like,
yes.
What do you want to do?
I would like to use my wand powers and blast them. Or is that all just play into brawling and dexterity?
Well, I mean, you don't really have the ability to destroy anything with your abilities yet.
Oh, okay. So I'm
You
still in
picked
the
like
basics.
one and you picked one in a bunch of things instead of having like two anywhere. So now all you do is like sense things. Because one is always like sense whatever that thing is. So like you just sense, you have feelings, Pepin, you're sensitive.
Sensing everything.
So like you're just a mage going around beating everything up with your fists. You're literally like a martial artist.
Yes.
You're fitting in with your character, actually. That's pretty good.
It's great.
Yeah.
It works.
So you're just gonna go around and stomp these things or something?
Yeah, we're gonna go take care of them.
They're gonna try to resist. Remember, you have -1.
So,
Okay, so like as you start stomping on them, one of them grabs onto your leg and just starts nibbling on your leg. Right now, you're gonna try to throw it off. Which should just be 4. Yeah, you just like you flick him really far, and like he goes by and he hits the side of the bridge next to the river, and he just blows up immediately. Just splats like, just like, and there's just like. So, like, because it has magical qualities, there's, like, more gore on the inside than the actual size of the magnet, so it's just, like... It just, like, keeps going for, like, too long. Splat! Yeah. So, yeah, then you're gonna, like, stomp on some more.
40, 47, and 1.
And then the same exact thing happens. Like they just start grabbing him. Like, but this time like one's on your arm. It just starts chewing on your arm.
Oh.
And it's just like nibbling on your fingers, and it's like about to like nibble off one of the bones. And then you just take him and you lick him off, and just like he hits down the pavement, and it's just like he blows up almost like in your face, and there's just like guts going everywhere.
So am I blind, or am I like...
No, you're just like, what the...
I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck!
And then like just stomping the rest of them.
80, 68.
Oh man, good thing you got 4, because they got 4. And I was gonna say, like, they were about to just like they start all just jumping on you, but you're just like, you start doing the chicken kind of, and you just like start squishing them all. Now they all just like disappeared. They're all dead. Finally, they're just like,
Perfect.
but as you're doing it, you're just like throwing them over, and there's like. So you're like dancing around, and there's like exploding everywhere around you.
I'm polluting the river.
Yeah, you're doing your part to pollute the world.
Giving back to the community. All right.
Yeah. So you killed all the maggots.
I did it. I got rid of that insect problem.
Yeah.
I made it. I survived. That's all that matters.
Seriously.
Get it.
I mean, you have a lot of options at this point. So yeah.
So all that's just taken care of.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just wander off and make sure there's no...
I mean, just keep in mind, you do, like, we're talking just about those advantages. This would be a good time maybe to use that, you know. You have contacts, you have allies.
Alright, I'll use contact to figure out if I can get any help.
Who is your contact? Who do you know that could give you information?
Phil of Nazareth. No. We're just gonna call him Phil.
Phil. Okay.
My buddy Phil. He knows everything.
So you're using your lifeline on Phil.
Yes.
Nice. Alright.
So what does that go with?
Well, I mean, you don't have to roll anything.
Oh, okay.
It's your contact.
Alright.
But, so you're just calling your buddy Phil.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of a guy is Phil? Is he he's a techie? Is he
He is a cybersecurity analyst.
So,
He is a
hi, I'm Laura.
Yeah, his code name is Laura.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep that alias alive and well.
Yeah. Where's Robinson? We just actually call him Robinson.
Sir, you are on an episode of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, featuring Kate.
I'm Regis Philbin.
Yeah, Regis Philbin, and we'd like to ask you a question. What do you feel about quintessential powers? Yeah. Good answer.
Brave answer.
Yeah. I would not have expected any less.
It's pretty enlightening that I win $1 million, though.
We're working on it.
We're getting there.
I'm on a journey
This was his first question.
I'm on a journey to get that $1 million. So
he used his lifeline on his first question.
I needed to have my contact initiated, and Yeah, Phil. Phil is my contact.
You're Phil.
Yeah.
He's a security
You're Phil.
analyst. He hung up on you.
Phil. Phil knows the lowdown on everything around me.
Costco, do you still have my flying, whatever it was?
Your flying blob thing. Yeah,
Consciousness?
you just flew around as a blob for like 5 minutes. Oh, that was fun.
I'm using my abilities to, and well, obviously I'm using global influence too
Yeah, I
to
mean,
reach
global
out to
influence is what he's got.
provide influence on my contact's life, and
The blob.
Yeah, he's calling the blob right now. That's you.
yeah, that's so what's the lowdown? Was the blob?
I'm 500 miles away right now.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
That's always good.
Yeah, it's pretty enlightening.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I just battled a maggot.
Did you win?
Multiple maggots too.
Yeah.
Do they have superpowers or are they?
One of them almost bit to my bone, and it would have hurt. So we were making things happen. I had no way to get in touch with any of my allies.
They're just splattering on the walls for no reason.
They're making all these noises.
Breaking a bunch of glass.
The blob has like good attack powers and can definitely take out the maggot.
All right, well I'll call you up if any of them come across me again.
Alright.
I'm off on my journey, so I'll definitely be in touch.
Alright. Later, guys.
Okay, so that was your contact. That was Phil.
That was Phil.
Yeah.
All I learned was he was far away, and
Yeah.
I can be in touch.
Far away.
I can be in touch again when I need the help I so deserve to get through this journey.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did that.
So yeah, you used your contact on Phil. Yeah, that was great. Well, now what do you want to do?
Well earned. I'm gonna use my global influence to get the word out that I was just attacked in the Queen City, and
So you're gonna send it out on the Mage network, essentially.
yes,
All right.
I'm gonna get the word out. Everyone's on high alert.
All right, that's a pretty good idea, honestly. I mean, the easiest way to do that would be. Yeah. So how do you want to do that? One way you could do that is by visiting the. I feel like visiting the digital web would be an easy way to do that. I don't know how else you would communicate that on a large scale.
Well, I mean, Phil is the head guy of the cybersecurity world.
That's true. I mean, if he knows, he could just send that off on everyone. So, I mean, yeah, if you just tell Phil that, essentially, he could relay that message to everyone else, essentially, and start getting the ball rolling on some recovery. Oh, yeah, so that's what you're going to do. You know, that's not a dice roll or anything.
Oh, okay. So the dice rolls are only for when? Exactly.
When you're trying to, like... Well, I mean,
reaction?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not going to... I don't think I have to roll for advantages.
Alright.
They never show up. It's just like, those are things you have.
Alright.
Well, I mean, you do have to roll for our attainable power, but also you have spent like 2 or 3 of your quintessence, just so you know. And you have a point or 2 of paradox.
My stuff isn't filled out.
Yeah, but that fluctuates, so you wouldn't fill it in with pen.
Oh.
Normally I'd just be writing it down, but I'm just keeping it in my head right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that starts to get sent out on the message, and like everyone starts figuring that out. And before long, you know, more people are starting to arrive in the city, and that that's good and bad at the same time, because like you have like more mages coming, but like that's also more supernatural activity coming in, you know, because once that message gets out, a lot of people know about it, you know, like people on the digital web can get that information and hack it and see it at the same time. So like bad mages could probably find that information out and like figure out that you know, there's some crazy stuff going on. I don't know. What do you think? What do you want your next move to be from here? Do you want to like, what would you do from here?
I would like an ally to join me before I continue on.
Do you want to make up this ally?
This guy will be Roger.
Roger.
Yes.
Okay. And who's Roger?
Roger is like me. I've known him for a while, and we have the same goals in mind. So
so he's also a brotherhood?
Yes.
And do you want his fears to be focused anywhere more than yours?
What, for powers?
Yeah.
He will have powers that I do not possess.
What do you want him to be?
So how many? Well, there's.
So.
Linguistics would be good.
Well, I mean, less spheres. Like, what kind of magic do you want him to have?
Oh, spheres.
Like, what do you want him to be magically?
Basically, again, to have powers that I don't have. Entropy, forces, matter.
And just be good at those things.
We'll be...
Like, do you want him to be better than you at anything? Because he would still have the same amount of points to be spread apart.
Oh, so okay. So there's 6 to choose from. So let's give him 2s on entropy, forces, and matter.
Because he has 2 on all this. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So I'm pretty sure that means he can like move slight matter and then cause things to start entropizing, like 6 forces or something. Just gonna go with something like that.
Yeah.
For right now. But yeah, so yeah, you got Roger there. Roger shows up. He's like, "What's going on? What's going on, Junior Harambe? It's Roger.
Yeah.
You know me all your life. It's me, Roger."
Roger's coming in clutch.
Yeah. So he's like, what happened here? What's with the destroyed building? Huh? It wasn't destroyed last time I was here. Did you do this?
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
Yeah, things happened.
Looks like a lot of things happened.
Yeah, a lot of things happened that I didn't want to happen, but happened.
There's a bunch of purple guts all over the place. What is this stuff?
I had a little bug problem. It came at me as I was trying to find the quintessential force. And it got very angry and didn't like what I was doing, so I had to fight my way out.
Looks like you did.
Yeah. So now there's just a bunch of blob goo all over the city.
All over the place.
I've been getting the message out to all the mages that we got.
Oh yeah, I saw it. Yeah, man, it was just in the digital web. Actually, everyone's talking about it.
Yeah. I have my best ally on the case. He's preventing all potential threats. That we'll be more aware of what's about to happen next.
Yeah.
And I called you because you're the best man.
I am the best man.
For the job to back up.
I'm Roger. Yeah. So I mean,
I really appreciate the help, and I think we can get through this.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, figure out what's going on here.
I am positive and optimistic about this whole thing, though. The more help we can get, the better. And if you have any,
and we got to figure out what happened here. What happened? This was the Riverside Chantry. This was a big chantry in New England. This was the second or third largest chantry in New England, and everyone seems gone. Where's everyone? Have you seen anyone?
Well, I mean, after the initial response, they we're basically on the same page here. I have to think about contacting the nearest other local chantry in order to provide some help for the building that just collapsed, and
Yeah,
you know, I was only there just to restock myself. I've been out of the whole scene for a while, and I wanted to get back out there and get the rust out of my system. But you know, things happen in more ways that I could have imagined making this happen. But have things changed ever since then? It's been more than a decade since. You know,
Yeah.
things have happened in the meantime, and I have to just readapt. I have to watch my steps closely, and I feel you've also more up to the times than I am. So I'd like to learn everything I can from you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm Roger, man. I know everything about this place. You know, I've been around for a while, so I'm really gonna figure out what's going on. I figure we could hit up some of the local clubs or something like that. Maybe see if we can find one of the mages left around.
Mm.
I mean, they couldn't possibly all have been at the Chantry during the time that this happened. You know, there's got to be one or two mages out there that know what's going on.
Any survivors.
Exactly.
Yes, that is most key. Because they could be of some help and provide some valuable intel on
what
that
exactly
establishment.
happened, yeah.
If there's any security breaches that have been unknown for a while up until this point, because that thing should not have been there essentially, or at least should not have exceeded its capacity of, if anything, if it was a guardian of sorts. But still, you would think that the people there would know what was going on with this thing, unless we will never know if any of them survived or not. So we got to figure this out.
Yeah.
So we need to get on top of that. Reach out to any more of our fellow mages, maybe some other old friends we haven't seen in a while, and
Definitely.
get on it.
Yeah.
So basically what this is all just, we need proper balance. We need to restore balance and remove any corruption in the mages.
Definitely. I mean,
Well,
something
magic.
clearly wrong
The last
just
thing
happened.
we could ever want in life is to have our powers corrupted and forever change us. And this is a key role for all of us. We have a central duty to prevent our most significant powers from being compromised. I will do what I can.
Alright, well, there's lots of different places that we could check out to see if there was any.
Maybe go towards a more rural area, a small scale like town, not a city, and maybe work my way, expand, go from the smaller towns to the bigger towns. And,
Well, what do you mean? Expanding your business? What are you doing?
well, no, expanding the message of what's going on. I'm more so just spreading the fact of what happened, and then keeping what we really want to find out also with the other mages that perished in the collapse, and if there are any survivors, we need to keep that stuff very well protected. But for the most part, we're just getting out the message that this happened.
Yeah, it did
This
happen.
is
Yeah, so that
this is
message
the
getting
thing.
out
We
there.
are here to make sure nothing is going wrong.
And mages of all types and some other kinds of people have picked up your message right now. And, you know, so a lot of wheels have just been set in motion.
Mm.
So there's definitely, you know, a lot of things happening now. I don't know what you want to do now specifically at all. If you want to do anything.
I would like to try to sense out any other unnatural forces that have been lurking in the area ever since the initial collapse of the building I was a part of.
All right, so
And if it is current disturbance to the natural forces that, again, are in the area.
okay, so you can I mean, you can do several things here. You could sense thoughts for like you could tell if there were like close minds by using your mind powers. You can sense if there are close spirits with your spirit powers. You can sense if there's like the connection of things with correspondence, like how do things connect with other things. You have options here.
So I can either sense minds, I can
or sense spirits. Essentially, it'd be two different things. Because one would be detecting like real life, and one would be spirit life.
Spirits can be also being able to figure out if there are any unnatural forces.
Yeah.
So why don't we do that? Let's try to see if there's any.
Alright, so just gonna roll one dice for your Arate. Nice. But that also is gonna spend one quintessence, so you spent 3 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Out of like I think you have a total of 10. Something.
Alright.
But I know it doesn't say on there, but alright, so you're using your spirit senses right now, and you picked up. There's something writhing around in the basement of the building, so it's like underneath the rubble.
Yeah.
And that, like you're just getting a spiritual sense of there something being like twisting around and inside the rubble.
So it could be someone possibly picking up on some life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Coming from the middle.
Alright. So
Essentially.
I'd like to proceed towards.
So you're just going towards the rubble, essentially. But okay, so you're just like walking up into the rubble, and you start walking over it, and it starts rumbling. And I'm gonna want you to roll. Roll dexterity plus dodge, and you have a -1, so be 4 dice. Okay.
How do I heal myself? Or can I get healed?
I mean, I'm pretty sure you can do that with a quintessence.
Actually, I'll probably wait till I'm crippled.
Yeah, wait till it's bad. But so like as you're like
maybe if I'm wounded or mauled.
So as you're getting closer into the rubble starts shaking, and you're propelled backwards by this force as it comes up, and like you see it like coming out from the ground is a giant-sized version of one of those maggots, but like that instead of like its teeth are like coming out in like all directions. It's like constantly moving like a blade, like a chainsaw almost, kind of just like keep going in motion. It's like drilling constantly. And, like as you see it open its mouth, like there's just layers and layers of teeth as it goes down into its body and stuff, and you can just like see all this rubble and stuff being torn to shreds, like
so
the
it's
rubble,
just going
the concrete.
ham with all the rubble.
Yeah,
okay.
it's just like going up, but then like it gets to the top, and like it gets out and it faces you and just screams in your face. You just like you get like rubble thrown in your face, almost like dust, like just thrown in your face because it's destroyed all the concrete, just getting blown in your face. It's disgusting. And it's loud and it's huge, and it's just like waking up the whole neighborhood almost.
All right, so my ally is with me too.
Yeah.
What can he do?
What? He can try to use some magic abilities. He can control probability, sense fate and fortune, control minor forces, perceive forces, see things that people normally wouldn't be able to see, quantify energy, move electricity, create an energy shield.
So it can blast it with lightning?
Yeah, you can do that.
Let's do it.
You want to do that?
Yeah. It's an insect. It'll blow the fuck up. So what would I roll for that then?
Well, I roll for him.
Oh, okay.
So he shoots lightning at the maggot. And the maggot does not do so well. Like it burns like right into his side, and he like singes, and you can smell just like the disgusting
smell of burning.
It's like if
insect.
It smells like if rotting flesh was being burned, essentially. It's like, oh, it's disgusting to your...
Yeah.
Yes, all of your senses are just disgusted at the same time.
So
It's just... Yeah, so barbaric. And it doesn't kill the worm though. The worm's still alive, and it comes right at you with a bite.
But was it at least taken aback?
Yeah, it takes damage.
Okay.
Yeah, it took damage definitely. Yeah, like it started like shaking
So
out.
now I'm trying
essentially,
to
but,
dodge.
now you're trying to dodge.
6, 75, and 30.
It grabs you with its teeth and like it starts like chewing on your arm a little bit. And well, I shouldn't say chewing on your arm. What happens is like you get a little too close to it and like your arm feels like the constant going of the teeth just like going against your arm, just like start and like you feel it all the way to your bone and just like you feel it and just like oh man.
So I'm pretty much mauled at this point.
You have -2 now.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not doing so well, Pepin. You just like ripped off the side.
Oh.
And but it is your turn now. Despite
Alright.
-2. Remember, you got to take a second dice out.
So then,
if you're gonna do anything, I don't know what you're gonna do.
Am I able to sense out if it has any weaknesses in its body?
Yeah, you want to do that?
Yes. So that would be.
Could. Yeah, we're just gonna do it with spirit because it's a spirit-based entity. So you would also just be only rolling 1 though, because you're casting a spell. Because you have one. You don't find any weaknesses on it whatsoever.
Alright.
And that's the 4th quintessence you spent, I'm pretty sure. So 4th or 5th.
So it's just this big
like half
fucking king maggot.
Yeah.
But I've heard it and it's hurt me, so that we're at a stand.
Yeah, it's gonna come at you again. So you're rolling 3 dice now.
2, 20, and 6.
Oh man, it starts like it does the same thing again, but like it goes in further, and like you can really feel it starting to like tear up and everything.
But on the same arm.
Yeah, on the same arm.
So
I mean, you don't lose any more dice.
Okay.
You're just down 1 more.
All right.
For right now, because you're able to soak up most of the damage.
So I can only use 2 dice now.
No, you can still use 3.
Okay.
You're still at -2.
So I'm gonna have my friend blast it with lightning again.
Alright, let's see. Hopefully that goes well, and you don't roll. He misses.
Ugh.
He completely misses.
Shit. So I should have probably brawled it instead.
Well, I mean, you still get a move.
Oh. Can we double attack it?
I mean, he just attacked though. So no.
Oh, so then it would just me be attacking.
Yeah, now
okay. So I'm gonna brawl it.
Okay.
5, 5, 50.
So you just started like punching it on the side, but it's like not doing anything at all. It's like whacking its skin. And it's like just making a lot of noise.
So it looks like physical attacks aren't gonna do anything.
I mean, not with that roll.
All right.
It's a bad roll. But yeah. It's coming at you for another attack. Better hope this is a botch on his part.
7, 7, and 30.
You just like he comes at you like he's like coming at you, and it jumps over you essentially, but just barely misses. You can like feel the weight as he jumps over you, and like just how heavy he is and like massive. You know what I'm talking about? It's like a whale jumped over you, man. Like he just starts burrowing into the ground. And you start feeling it shaking and shaking.
So I got the message out to people. Am I able to utilize this advantage to my...
Well, I mean, not on the split second of, fighting a giant maggot.
Oh, okay. So it's a very all of a sudden
like this.
thing.
It's like
I
going
can't
on
really get much help. So,
yeah.
Okay.
Like it's coming back up now.
All right.
And you're gonna have to dodge.
Okay. All right. 23 and 2.
Okay, so what happens is like as he comes up and like he doesn't like hurt you or anything. But what happens is, as he's coming up, he pushes a bunch of bricks onto you, and you get pushed to the side. So essentially, what happens now is like you lose your next turn because you're trying to get up off of the bricks.
Yeah. So
Essentially,
my ally,
but your ally can still go, and he's gonna fire another lightning bolt.
Yes.
Lightning bolt, lightning bolt.
Lightning strike.
You don't roll.
Get him.
You don't roll.
Oh.
He misses again. He's just like not like there's a giant
Roger.
maggot.
Roger.
Yeah, Roger, you idiot.
Come on. All right. I am on the verge of death.
Yes.
We're just beat the big bad boss.
Definitely gonna find somewhere to heal up. I don't know if you want to go to. I mean, you definitely should get out of here. Roger's like, man, I had to do all the work. We did nothing. Seriously. You see me? I must have shot him 100 times with my lightning bolts.
Just as bad.
Yeah.
But thank God for Phil.
Yeah, he really came through. But you really look like you got fucked up. So let's get you out of here. He like scoops you up essentially and like starts bringing you off and like says, so what do you want to do? You want me to bring you to a clinic? You want me to bring you to a? What do you want me to do? I think I should bring you to a clinic.
Right.
Honestly, you look pretty fucked up. So what happens is like you guys go to the back of a. I mean, you guys just go to a clinic essentially, and actually, I don't know if that'd be a good idea for you because you're just like, you're covering all this weird stuff, and the doctors are just like, "What is all this stuff on you? What's going on?"
Why? What's all this? What is this?
Yeah. What happened to you?
Well, I was in the sewer, and I was looking for my lost toy. You know, my dog, he was playing fetch with me, and I was, so I lost a dog toy, and I went in the sewer to get it, and now I'm all covered in slime. So
happens to the best of us.
Dude, it's not every day I get to go in a sewer.
You know, I was just in the sewers last week. You know, I know how that feels. I love being in the sewers. Yeah.
It gives you a real sense of
I've never
life.
seen a manhole I didn't want to open.
Well,
and I'm a doctor.
it was an experience though. I need a shower. I'm hurt, as you can tell.
Yeah, as I can tell.
Some chunks of me are missing.
Yeah.
And I'm in pain.
Yeah.
So it's most important that I get help.
Yeah, definitely. So as you're there at the clinic, after a while, after the doctors leave, what you do is like you have one of your boys essentially just straight up start healing you with their healing abilities.
So others will flock to my location.
Essentially, yeah, because you have global influence, and it wouldn't make sense that you wouldn't know anyone with that ability.
They would be flocking towards me.
Yeah, exactly, because they're already coming there. So like, as you get there, there's a couple of other mages there, and they're just like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck's going on here? I saw your, the message you sent out, man. Some crazy stuff going on here. Like as you you're healing up, and you're just like, yeah.
I've been in the midst for 10 years. And now it's time to retake back what is ours. And I appreciate you all coming out to support me in my time of pain and suffering that I just endured, to replenish myself after my absence for the last decade. And now it's time we all unify together and combat the unnatural forces that bestow our town and our New England states. And then at some point we'll reach beyond. But for now, this is our battle.
This is our battle.
I must heal, and those that can specialize in healing, I'd be most appreciated. Might even start up a special unit of healing mages that could become really handy.
Yeah.
For
really good.
What we're trying to make happen. So those with those abilities are most welcome.
Most welcome. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what you want to do from here. If you want to just call that a night, or if you want to do a second adventure or something, it's up to you.
Yeah, I think we're good there.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun, right?
That was fun. it's a new. It was a good chapter.
And I feel like it got a mystery rolling, you know,
Mm-hmm.
which is good, which is what we're trying to do.
He's got help for his movement, and he'll now be trying to discover if whatever is around and figure things the fuck out.
Yeah.
And hopefully meet up with. Hopefully come across some other companions in the long run.
Yeah.
At some point, I'm hopefully be doing such. Hopefully, no more maggots.
Yeah, no more maggots, hopefully. Nice bloody mess.
We're not cleaning it up though either. That's it's not our job.
No. Someone else should clean up my mess. That's for sure.
You gotta do it yourself. You gotta do it yourself.